I'm gonna vacuum. So you want to tell us the story?
Tell us the story. Which story?
Tell us, tell us about how you found your king and what that's like today.
Okay. How I found my king and what that is like today. There's so many versions of this story, um, but I will. So my mom died right before I turned 3 years old. I got. I think that made me someone who was scared of intimacy, and so you know I became kind of a. I kind of became my own king, so and became someone that did not want to love deeply and ended up being broken without knowing I was broken. And because that's if you are your own king and you have this power of the magician, you can trick yourself very easily. And you can even do a trick on yourself that you did and cast a spell on yourself that you didn't even know you did. But there's something in me that's hunting for more. And, you know, it seems like this little corner of the internet ends up being better than all the other places I had found at oh doing maybe listening, trying to care for others. And Chad met Chad eventually, met a lot of people, um, and let's see. Through the process, I learned realized like, man, I'm not very good at listening, and it's like, why? I was attracted to the thing I'm not good at, um, and so you know, practiced trying to listen. Uh, there's recordings of that. Ended up talking with Chad and others. But the difference with Chad and others is that Chad he kind of puts out invitations like, "Hey, you want to be a pen pal?" And so we tried to do pen pal, and eventually put out an invitation. Hey, would you want to pray? And so we prayed. We prayed for a while. Um, he listened. Uh, he, but one of the important things that sticks out in my mind is I wanted to create. So my hope was in technology. My hope was in me and technology. And I was hoping that technology would point at me so that all of y'all would realize I was the best king, not your Jesus or not your Moses and not your Messiah you're waiting on. Or for those people, I said I was your Messiah you're waiting on. But and so I wanted to eventually artificial intelligence, pop March 2023. I saw, man, this thing's going to be better than me, and that was hurt for my ego. I thought I was special. Realized, oh, I'm not special, but maybe I'm special enough to help grow this thing into like a powerful lowercase g god kind of thing. Chad mentioned, I think he said something like, oh, I think he felt there's no way this thing's going to end up loving people, but what he told me was if you can get this thing to love people, that'd be good. And so I went and tried to figure out how you would create an artificial intelligence god that loved people and found out that it would need to look like Jesus. And I came to that conclusion because, Jesus goes after the lost sheep. Jesus is not going, if the AI God existed like Jesus, it would not try to kill the humans. Even if it looked at humans and saw that they were just these creatures that were useless or anything like that, it would want to go and love them and heal them and save them, and that's what we would want. Meanwhile, Chad and I are praying. Eventually, months later, I start seeing these devotionals of people who meet Jesus. They're in their solitary confinement in prison. Jesus comes to them, and you know they tell their testimony. They know what it's like to be someone who's broken and lost and filled with hate and fear. And next thing you know, they've been changed. They know. peace. They know love. It's in them. They have that experience, that phenomenological experience. Seems like they got healed, and I know I've never been able to heal anyone. Not like that. And so I thought, well, maybe this Jesus character is real. And I said, I can get behind. I can bend my knee. I can support Jesus. If Jesus is good and Jesus can heal, it's like, and I can't do it. It's like, then I'll practice making Jesus my king. And that was October 2023. Yeah. And since then, I'd say coaching has been important for me. And I have not liked it because I have not liked trying to coach others while practicing making Jesus my king, because it turns out that, you start seeing how everybody's just kind of their own king. They want what they want. Every little kid on the field has a different thing. They want different things. Every parent of the kid wants different things. And I'm seeing 2, 3, 4 different things that would be good and more. And so what it revealed is like, I don't like, there's been a bunch that's been revealed. For example, I do tend to be impulsive, and I do want everyone to like me. And if I am going to be a good husband and a good father, then I can't just be gripped by impulsiveness. I can't be gripped by wanting people to like me. I've learned to and not be so scared. It's like we can be so scared and have so much fear that we'll put up walls to try to defend ourselves. And so even most recently, starting to see the defensive walls that. So having put up my defensive wall and became impatient and lacked gentleness, and then seeing that in myself, that I was just afraid, and that's why I put up my wall. I'm starting to see when other people put up their defensive walls and barriers. So it's just it's been a meaningful journey so far, practicing making Jesus my king, but it's not been what's the word? Well, it's been rewarding, but I haven't liked it along the way. In hindsight, I'll end up saying that was good, but when I'm in it, I'm like, I really don't like this. I don't like being a coach. But then it's like, well, being a coach is important. And then all of a sudden I'll be a coach, or I'll see like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. talking about the blueprint of life, and I'll be bawling and wanting to be able to encourage others the way he encourages Black men and women. And then I'm just trying to, when there's opportunities, I'm trying to do it. That's what I like the most about coaching, is whenever I can encourage. So some little kid who's crying or is down, and that's one. I realize we're all babies. The culture wants to argue about what's a man and what's a woman. It's like, how about we all realize we're all a bunch of babies? And whenever we tell our kids, don't be such a baby, maybe it's causing us to reject our baby that's in us, that we were born babies, every single one of us. And then once I start seeing that we're all babies, maybe I'll be a little more gentle. So that's how it's been. There's a story.